What's up, guys? So, tonight I bring my thoughts on that little stupid situation with Johansson and how some people are mad at her over some comments she's making regarding who can and cannot be casted and for what, from overly simplifying what the problem is. And I am over here in the wonderful world of Twitter, and there is a moment under the celebrity topic entitled Scarlett Johansson says her authentic casting comments were taken out of context. After facing backlash, the Marvel star issued a statement on her controversial commentary on the freedom of film casting. In an ideal world, any actor should be able to play anybody, and art in all forms should be immune to political correctness, she said. That is the point I was making, albeit didn't come across that way. So I know that in the past she has been like criticized for stuff that she has said like that, and honestly, all I keep seeing is the same type of people. In other words, the people who typically like to just make an issue where there isn't any, and that are desperate for attention and representation, that are actually the ones legitimately upset. And in my personal opinion, I think it was yesterday that she was trending because she said something about if she wanted to play a tree, she should be allowed to with no problems. And honestly, I totally agree with that because last time I checked, the lady is an actress, and the whole point of that profession is that you get to pretend that you are something that you are not. So those people who get outraged, what they sound like to me is that in order for you to be cast for a part, you have to represent whatever character it is that you're portraying accurately. So, unless you are someone who murdered someone in real life and you suffer the consequences for it by going to jail and everything for an entire life sentence, then only you can play a murderer. To me, that's stupid. The only time that I can see myself having an issue with casting is if you try to go back to maybe Shakespearean times when only men could really act on stage, and therefore they would dress as women and try to pretend that they are women and play women parts. If there is a lot of male actors, well, actors are male, sorry, then there is no reason why you should try to hire a female to pretend to be a character that's supposed to be very bulk and try to convince me as the audience that this lady is actually a man. That I would have a problem with. Or vice versa. If for some reason you cast a guy and you try to convince me that he is portraying an absolutely female character, then that would be weird. Why do you have a problem with giving the part to an actual female? So, by that standard, someone might actually say, well, them, if actors can pretend to be anything, then why is the gender part an issue? And the reason I present it as an issue is because I don't see the necessity behind it. So, Scarlett Johansson, I think in the past, don't quote me on this, but I think she had a role that she accepted in which she was either a trans character or a lesbian character, one of those two, I cannot recall. But apparently, that role could have only gone to someone who is a member of the LGBT community. And I said, why? If she is a female who has lesbian tendencies and that's her character, why is she not okay? Or if you have a trans man or trans woman, I don't know what corresponds in there, but what is the problem? Just because in real life she is not a member of that community doesn't mean that she cannot put on her professional on and be like, okay, I can take this part, I can take this role. I personally, because of my preferences and my beliefs, I would not be able to personally take on a role like that. It's out of my comfort zone, but I admire actors who have range because that to me shows that this is someone who is very capable in their position, very capable in their profession. But to create an issue out of something so petty when we got real stuff to worry about anyway, that's what annoys me the most. Like this story, anything that she does or says keeps blowing up, and I'm like, can you mother effers just let it go? It's never enough for you. And a friend was telling me, well, something that also bothers me is when you have these roles are rare anyway, but when you have an able bodied person playing a disabled person, when the character is disabled throughout the entire movie, why can that role not go to a disabled person? It could be a number of reasons. It doesn't matter. Maybe I'm a movie director or I'm the person in charge of hiring the talent that I want to see in my movie, and for X or Y reason, I find that the able bodied person can supply me with a better representation of my character than you. Or if I wanted to get very, very, very critical about it, in a movie set, there are many dangers that lurk. I do not want to take my chances of having someone who requires extra attention being around in a workplace where they can potentially get hurt. That's me trying to escape a lawsuit. Or maybe if you are a handicapped character, I may need to like completely rearrange my set, and that costs money. So I am going to opt for the able-bodied person who does not need those accommodations, and the only time I need to see them as disabled is whenever the camera is actually rolling to record you. It could be a number of reasons, but it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that I just do not want to legitimately hire someone who's disabled. Or on top of that, what do you bring to the table? I know that like a teenager who's looking for a first job, that first opportunity is very difficult to come by. Let's face it, if you're trying to make it big and be famous, Hollywood is somewhere where you really want to have an advantage. You want to either be related to people who work there, you want to have connections who are there, you want to be a child actor or something. Like Chris Evans, I never associate that he's been in the business since he was very, very, very young. I only associate him with being Captain America. And maybe starting in, was it 2011? So, there's more than meets the eye. And I guess that's why I don't let this type of thing bother me. And on top of that, it doesn't really affect me. But it just gets crazier and wilder, and the fact that this is an actress that constantly has to defend herself and explain what she's saying. No, I think that people are getting triggered for the sake of being triggered because this is going to be the only 10 minutes of attention that they get in a day, and they are upset that it only takes. It honestly is starting to look like that to me. And I may be completely wrong, probably wrong, but that is the perception that these types of student who thinks this way. So if I'm not the only person who thinks this way, then definitely this is a problem. You may be failing at what you're trying to achieve here. Oh damn it, this thing is doing that thing where I'm trying to touch the screen and it's not doing anything. So I'm going to find my own stream and click on it so that I can read the comments. I don't want you guys to feel ignored, any of you who are joining me live right now. Please don't start playing because that's gonna get loud and obnoxious. Oh, I gotta watch my own ad. Hell no. Okay. Hi, lovely. Hey, Yoruda. Hello, Xmari. Hello, JP. If you are single, I think you are super hot, and wink wink. If you are in a relationship, then I will just say I am happy for you. Well, you ought to know that Zam is unavailable. Actually, Scarlett Johansson told her troll to watch this movie. She was fully naked and showed her camel toe. She seriously, this is so whack. This is so whack. What am I paying for? Anyways, so yeah, I was reading that comment that goes by Jiu-Jitsu that goes, "I'll date you, Garuda. Come here, honey," and that had me cracked up. Oh man. Hi Zamra. Hey Jordan. So yeah, you guys, I'm going to go back to that little article to see what it says. Article. In an ideal world, any actor, blah blah blah. Do they have the story from yesterday? I recognize that in reality there is a widespread discrepancy amongst my industry that favors Caucasian cisgendered actors. I mean, what can I say? Maybe, just maybe, the vast majority of the population at any given industry tends to be straight and also tends to be white, since apparently white people are supposed to be the ones that have the highest numbers amongst certain given populations, especially in the United States. I don't know. They say that the numbers are on the decline. I don't know if that's true. I'm not in the Census Bureau. I don't even care to even look that up. But I'm just saying that stuff like this is not an accident. There's actual science behind it. So I'm not going to be upset that if I belong to a minority, because that's just not the popular thing to be. Like, it's a very small percentage of the population who is actually not straight. You know what I'm saying? So I cannot relate to your problem. I just cannot. And I cannot support it either because there is no problem. So if you're really not concerned, what you're going to do is you're going to start your own thing. Start your own little movies. Start your own franchises. Oh, it takes effort, doesn't it? Well, be perseverant. Everyone started from somewhere. Everyone has dreams and stuff that they want to fulfill. But I find that people want to try to take an already existing franchise and somehow just invade it just really bad enough so that it favors your causes and you get represented in it when you did nothing to actually build it or develop it. The stories of non-straight people are not what became popular. So if that's what you want to see, what you need to do is start creating those movies, start writing those stories. If they don't become popular, if they don't sell, welcome to the market. People just ain't interested in digging that stuff. And the people who are influential enough to get it to trend sometimes, but this is not the normal thing. I personally would not go out of my way to look for stories like that because I don't care for them. That's not my source of entertainment. What I normally go for is like action movies that revolve around the superheroes that I have known, and I've been messing with the horror genre lately, but it's not like I need it in my life, like I need oxygen. So, see what I mean? I'm trying to feel sympathetic toward these people, but I cannot when I can actually understand the very basics of how business works and business models and what sells and what doesn't. And the more that you keep yourself aware that the whole reason this exists is so that someone can capitalize off it, if you can keep that at the top of your head, I think your life is going to become so much better. But if you think that these are the people who are going to start a revolution on your behalf, no, it has been tried. People have tried to cater to that audience, and people have ended up losing money. Like, anytime that they take a movie that originally had a cast that was male and they did a female reboot of it, was it successful? No, because ain't nobody trying to watch that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that, say, if I were someone who watches sports, I am 99.9999 infinity and beyond going to opt for watching a sport in which males are competing against other males. It's just the way I am. It's just my preference. It's not that I actively hate girls, but do not tell me that I need to watch more female sports to become a better person somehow, because that just doesn't attract me. It doesn't sail to me. I, as the consumer, am not looking for that kind of content. There's nothing wrong with that. I think what is truly wrong out there is that you are trying to control what it is that I consume, what it is that I spend my money and time and resources on. You know, how do you think that makes me feel? But I am mature enough to not make a big deal about it. That's the difference. So, anyways, you guys, I know I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but I thought I would get that out of my system. Uh, let's see. Female, I am not gay. Happy Sunday, everybody. No, but it's 2019. I am a cisgender black male. Am I a bigot? Yeah. I'd rather go along walking than taking shortcuts. And I always want to be director and writer. I'm a movie lover. God gave us gifts to open. I'll make it as a movie director. Chasing dreams is fun. Absolutely. It's interesting that you mentioned stuff about being given certain talents, because I just finished having a conversation with someone in which I said everyone seems to be born with unique talents that just help. When you put them together, it just helps keep society going. Like, some people are good artists, some people are good writers, some people are good speakers, some people are good with numbers. So those differences exist because if you became specialized in just one thing, let's say that the entire human race was only good at painting, how far could we really have gotten? You need diversity to make stuff work. So what can I say? It's just the way things work. I okay, I already read that. Hollyweird is a cesspool. Everyone involved there are the lowest forms of humanity. You know what? I can totally feel what you're saying there. Because if you ask me, the shadiest of stuff always tends to either originate from there or revolve around them. I miss you and we need to catch up. You know what? I saw your email and I said, oh my god, I have forgotten to get back to you for months. I'm sorry. I will definitely put it in my priority list. I have just been tripping. I have not known how to be alive lately, but I have not forgotten about you. I promise you, I have not forgotten about you. And I agree, we should catch up. Yeah, the new society is ran by feminists. They keep trying to brainwash us. All my talents are useless. You know what? I feel you. I'm the same way. There's like nothing special about me at all, except that I can sit here and talk for an hour. Female sports are not compelling. Sorry, not sorry. I agree. I mean, what can I say? There is some stuff that sometimes I can admire, like gymnastics. I find that female gymnastics for me are a little more intriguing than male gymnastics. Probably because I used to want to be a gymnast myself, but other than that, I'm just not wild about watching females compete. Because I know that there's something better out there. What's wrong with that? So it really depends on the individual, because there are some people who are going to opt for watching the females play because, heaven forbid, whatever their intentions are. Let's face it, people are weird. But the vast majority of weird people tend to prefer watching males compete. So what can I say? Sorry, not sorry, but actually I'm never sorry in a situation like that. No, I forgot to get back to you. You emailed me. Did I? I feel like I still had to reply to you with some details. I do remember that I sent you something, but I felt like I had a part 2 pending. But anyways, don't forget about me then, and I won't forget about you. Thank God that he gave everybody different gifts. It's my fault this time. And ice skating, I like volleyball. They do decent. Oh yeah, volleyball. Definitely, I could watch females play and that too. And I feel like more females play volleyball. Is that true, or am I making that up? It's just that I have never seen a game of male volleyball players. Like on television or anything, it's always females playing volleyball. I'm not saying that there isn't a male league, it's just that I've never seen it. Yes, and tennis. But yeah, you guys, there's really nothing much more that I want to add to the ScarJo topic, so let me just scan to this. After facing backlash, blah blah blah. Authentic casting. Oh yeah, I know that someone said something yesterday that I got to. Let me see if I can catch up to it. That it had to do with what I just talked about. Okay. Okay. So someone posted on Twitter, LMAO, Scarlett Johansson was asked about giving up that trans role and then immediately jumped to comparing playing different gender identities and ethnicities to animals and trees. Okay, hun. And originally, what ScarJo said was, I should be allowed to play any person or any tree or any animal because that is my job and the requirements of my job. I agree with that. There are a lot of social lines being drawn now, and a lot of political correctness is being reflected in art. Yeah, like, have you guys noticed the trend that it seems that lately there is always a female saving the day somehow in every single movie? It doesn't matter what the movie is about. Men in Black International, they cast someone who's like not white or not entirely white, and she is now a female part of Men in Black. Like, Men in Black is usually just what it sounds like, men who wear suits and ties. And now you're throwing a female into a male dominated industry. And also that movie with the Anna lady that came out. And lately, it's becoming a trend. You need to have the female savior and superhero. Why? You're making it so obvious that you're putting women in our faces because you want to. Like, I'm not saying that I'm hating on that necessarily because they're women. It's just that you're making it obvious that you're trying to fulfill an agenda when that shouldn't be a thing. You should let the consumer determine that that's what we want to see. You're going by political correctness, and I think that's wrong. So, anyways, and then when I saw that tweet, my thoughts were because she's a professional actress, which is a profession in which you pretend to be something you are not. This is like saying, unless you're a felon on death row, and I forgot to include over a murder, you cannot play a killer in a movie. I guess I should say I meant convicted killer of some sort. And then someone replied to me saying, no, it isn't a convicted murderer actor if such a thing is limited to playing only convicted murders. A trans actor is limited to only trans roles. A black actor is limited to only black roles. That's the key difference and wherein lies the problem. And I mean, let's face it, how many times have we not had the so called whitewashed movies? Did I have a problem with that? No, because I focus on the theme of a movie, not necessarily what is portraying it. If you can tell me, if you can personify a fucking volleyball and tell a good story with that, just like in Castaway, I'm digging it. I'm going to consume that movie. But but to tell me that it is wrong for a human being to play another human being role is kind of weird, except for that thing that would turn me off that I discussed earlier, which would be an obvious male trying to sell to me that he's a female. No, I think that is wrong. But but outside of that, I just admire flexibility. And at the same time, it's kind of I feel kind of bad to some extent that I have that opinion about a man should not play a female role and vice versa, because I think it's unfair that you get to miss out on that just because you did not have a say in the lottery of life of what gender you wanted to have. So when I think about it from that point of view, I do feel bad. But in a situation like that, what you can do is you rewrite that story so that the character is better suited to correspond to your biological gender or sex, whatever. See what I mean? So what is I seriously cannot wait for my reception problem with that stupid tower that's offline or whatever to be resolved because it's been affecting me from being make their own let's see women cannot make their own NFL, WWE alone. Yeah, I mean, let's not lie about it. Let's not pretend that some stuff sells because of sex appeal more than talent. Like, come on, everyone has their own little interests going on. Gay males try to tell females how straight cisgender males think they are wrong. That is why feminists and gays are insane. I guess I am toxic, straight, black, cis male. I mean, when it comes to that, I'm not even going to to attack you in any way because I have observed the same thing. Like, say in a relationship in which there are two girls involved of the opposite sex would grunge you. It's kind of weird. It's like, why would I not go for the thing that actually satisfies me? So even though you're two girls together, you're still recurring to the methods that a male could supply you with to please yourself. I cannot process that. And then two guys, it's like, because you don't have another alternative, you gotta do the thing weirdly. Yes, for me, I think of relationships, but I really think that the whole point of being, of like courting, is to get to that point, to get to that stage where two people come together and create mini selves. See what I mean? So again, I'm not involved in that stuff, so I don't know. But to me, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me. Agreed, gymnastics is good. Good point. Did your hair get longer? Yes, my hair got super much longer in the past year. Like, if I were to straighten it, it would be definitely below my waist, which I've never had it like that before. I've had it down to my waist, but not below my waist. Yes, you're right. Women want to be men, it seems. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I'm not even going to discuss that and break that down further, or else this would turn into a completely different video. But yes, you are right. You are right. And when you think about it, I guess women want to do that so bad because a lot of them come from broken homes in which the daddy wasn't there. But a lot of the times the daddy isn't there began around, I guess. So can you lives? Not entirely. I think I'm an exception. My daddy fucked up, but like what can I say? Yep, honestly I think the agenda is bigger. You want to dehumanize us. They want us to not be a gender. ScarJo got the role to play a transsexual. When the LGBT flamed her for it, she canceled the role. They want men and women are not created equal. The way men and women don't have the same naked bodies, so much more. Yes, that's exactly what I think. I'm thinking I was designed in this way because my match looks and is shaped in this and that and the other way. See what I mean? So I think to deny this shit. You know, feminine is shunned. Feminists want to be like men but hate men. Yes. By the way, loving the naturally beautiful hair over one shoulder. Yeah, this is me actually. First of all, thank you. But also, I washed my hair and I said I'm going to put nothing on it and see what happens. And I need to trim about this much because all of that is like dead hair. I haven't cut my split ends in about a year and a half now. Oops. But I wanted to see if it would grow healthily and not it won't grow healthy if I have a crash diet and a lot of stress, I guess. But apparently genetics are really what determine what kind of hair you're gonna have, so whether it's shit or not, so whatever. Zamri, they have rappers taking over the acting back in the day, then the normal actors back in the 90s. I've kind of seen that. It's just a new agenda. I see the future as prostitution being legal, men have robotic wives and artificial wombs. Doesn't seem far-fetched to me. They want to dehumanize everyone and remove genders. We live backwards in a backwards world. We now encourage little boys to become trans. Yeah, that's crazy. Men and women are humans, but the differences is the strength of men and women. Illuminati is rushing girl power to make men gay and women be strong. Unsubscribe for having split ends. Oops. Well, I enjoyed your stay while you were here, but the split ends are going to hang out probably for like another 2 months or maybe another year. I don't know. My hair is the last of my worries right now, okay? But anyways. Alright guys, I keep seeing the eternal spinning circle of reconnecting. So I have pretty much said everything I wanted to say and I'm pretty much caught up with the comments. And since Jiu-Jitsu hates split ends, I'm just going to like brush this over his face. La 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 la. I hope you're sneezing. I'm hoping to God you're sneezing and suffering as much as I was in the past days with my terrible respiratory system. I'm using my hair as a weapon. Weapon of mass suffocation. Anyways, I've never done that before. But yeah, you guys, I guess I'm gonna quit. I'm trying to not stay up too late despite having a day off tomorrow because I've been having trouble sleeping. So I'm not going to abuse whatever youth I have left by skipping on sleep. But it was nice to be here and catch up with you guys and see some returning members, hopefully. So yeah. Voice of Snake Eyes absolutely loves the luxurious hair. Ever since you said my hair is luxurious, I've never doubted it. Like, I just wear it with confidence, even if it is a terrible hair day. Terrible hair day. Have a blessed night and your health is doing good. Thanks so much. Zemri, you are funny. The hair attack. Yes, the hair attack. That's what it's gonna be. The hair attack. You're a treasure, love. Thanks a lot. And no, I missed it again. I'm sorry. Let's see. It's 11:42 for me. One of these days, I'm going to try to just hang out or start streaming past midnight and maybe hope I know quite a fair amount of people in you. But how about this? I'm gonna hang out for a few more seconds just for you. Just for you. Let's see. The attack of a beautiful hair. It is luxurious. Yes. Let's see. Put a price. That's the movie story. So I understand. I will watch the replay. Thanks. You know what? Good luck watching the replay because so much stuff happened and I cannot imagine a human sitting through one of my streams from start to finish just to hear my rambling. So the sole fact that you're telling me that you're going to do that is like, wow, I feel special. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't love myself enough to watch one of these things play back at me unless I'm editing it. And of course, live stuff doesn't get edited. So I guess that's just me and my low self-esteem taking over. But just know that I am absolutely humbled by you saying that. You saying that you would watch stuff again. Johnny says, love how you talk like Tony Montana. Yes, there comes the Tony Montana person who keeps telling me that I look like Tony Montana. I still cannot picture Tony Montana anytime I see someone saying that I look like that person. Thanks, Emery. All right. Well, guys, this is gonna be it for me because I'm actually starting to feel my imminent crash wanting to take over. So yeah, I'm going to drink sleepy time tea just to relax myself and then crash. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Bye.